All right, so with that, our last series is upon us, TJ.
Yep.
This one, a little bit less playoff indication, but a good one for the fans as we have Just Saiyan versus Monsanto. It's a Cyclone Mage versus a Bomb Warrior.
Well, Dan, there is some playoff implication in this matchup. Monsanto is still up for a first seed in Division B.
Is he now?
And he would need to win this match.
You are correct. Dog does not have a 100% guaranteed lead. If Monsanto wins, they are even in record and would go down to the last day. So.
Which is Dog versus Monsanto.
Yes.
So they also, Division B could get very exciting tomorrow if Monsanto wins, because two of our matches would have direct results in head-to-head matchups for the playoffs. First seed, keep in mind, gets a bye for the first round of the playoffs, so pretty important because you get to kind of skip that first round. If Monsanto wins now and wins his head-to-head against Dog tomorrow, he would get first seed. Same case with what we mentioned with Race and Purple. Since they're both tied at 7 and 6, whoever wins their head-to-head tomorrow gets third seed in the playoffs. So Monsanto has a lot on the line in this matchup versus Just Saiyan.
Yeah. Monsanto and Dog playing tomorrow would almost be equivalent to kind of like the first round of the playoffs. Because if they win, the winner would go one round further, right?
Yeah. No, it would.
So it's kind of like they're playing for that round tomorrow, assuming it even gets to that point. Because if Monsanto loses here, then we'll see how the tiebreakers end up shaping up.
I think Dog would.
He should have the edge because
he would be 2 games up. So even if Monsanto beat him tomorrow, he would still be 1 game up. Because currently he's half a game up. So if Monsanto loses here, he'd be half a game down. Because Monsanto's currently, he'd be 9 and 4.
Right, and Dog would be 10 and 3.
Dog would be 10 and 3. Series so they would tie with the series, and Dog currently has the tiebreaker edge, I believe. I'll double check on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Let's go ahead and check in on the decks that they're going to bring in here for Just Saiyan. He's got the Mage, Cyclone Mage, with Snip Snap, Stargazer Luna, and the Pocket Galaxy. Very common trend these days, and he does seem to have taken an extra step with his halftime scavenger list. We have seen players only put the scavengers in and none of the rabble bouncers. But not going to really be the case here, nor does he really need it.
Yep.
Monsanto having the Emp operative, he's really afraid of people playing the War Gear Imposter package to try to shut him down. Should be all right. Saiyan is going to be on the coin to start things off. Has Mountain Giant and Arcane Intellect, a pretty good setup.
Even Elemental Evocation I like to keep, because then Mountain Giant can come down a turn earlier, which means if you pick up Conjurer's Calling, then Mountain Giant Conjurer's Calling can come out a turn earlier.
Yeah, on the coin is extremely relevant.
Yeah. Also
extremely relevant is the armor count, and Monsanto keeps the turn over, gets a shield slam. It's a nice little toolkit there for Monsanto to help answer the first threat. Saiyan has the mirror image, not going to really do much here for a while. Seems like his hand's going to be pretty passive, so he's able to figure out what he wants to do with maybe that Stargazer Luna or Arcane Intellect. Yeah, not really much for Monsanto to do here. I'd be very surprised if... actually, he could justify Omega some way.
Wait.
Everything okay, TJ?
That's a wrench caliber in his hand.
I must choose.
Maybe I have the wrong deck list, but...
You do. This is the June 27th deck list.
Okay. Whew. Where did that come from?
June 27th.
But where? How did it get put into my hands?
Printer.
The printer put it into my hands.
Yes.
Thank you, Dan. There we go. Now I feel
Thankfully, I got the right deck list by accident, I guess.
Maybe all my deck lists have been wrong just all day.
Oh.
Wait, they are. I have Just Saiyan's June 27th deck list too.
I liked the Mega Assembly this turn because you get to squeeze into hero power. The reason why I think that's important is you do need to rack up the armor count early on. Okay, now I don't even have a Just Saiyan deck list.
This is weird. It's very bizarre. Okay. Well,
Well, we kind of know. Yeah, we kind of know what's in the deck. Picks up Khadgar and Conjurer's Calling. Has Elemental Evocation ×2.
That is a spicy power turn awaiting Saiyan in a few turns.
I mean, he could play it next turn. He could double Evocation, play Mountain Giant Conjurer's Calling. Because the Mountain Giant will cost 2, and then he could coin out the Conjurer's Calling.
Wow.
Is that too early?
Wait, no. Mountain Giant would cost 1.
You're right. So he wouldn't have to do it.
If he waits one more turn, he could make Mountain Giant cost 1, and then Khadgar coin Conjurer's Calling.
You're right.
But I guess he could just go for Khadgar, or he could just go for Mountain Giant Conjurer's Calling, and then if, assuming they stick, which they probably would, then you could Khadgar Conjurer's Calling the turn.
I must choose. Wonder.
Well, life gives you lemons.
Then you explode those lemons and make 2 lemons.
I'm down. Phew. Only can deal with one of these, huh?
No, he could deal with both. Yeah.
Oh.
He snip snaps onto the Vicious Scrap Pound. Ah, no, it only... Yeah. He
the armor gain from
snip snaps onto the Vicious Scrap Pound, then trades both the Vicious Scrap Pound and the Eternium Rover into one of the Grave Horrors. He would have exactly... he'd have even more armor. He'd gain 4 + 2. He'd have 9 armor. He shield times the other one. Reg Caliber exactly deals with the other one. So he has... He does have a clear. And he'd be left with 2 1/1s.
Yeah. All right. We'll take that. I mean, Saiyan did invest a handful of cards into this.
Oh. That would not be the correct sequencing. Maybe this does it too. I don't know. I don't want to judge too early. If you double Warpath... Yeah, this is also a clear. It doesn't use Snip Snap, and it's more mana efficient. Yeah, this is better. But on the other hand, this does he doesn't have initiative, and in the other scenario he would have saved Warpath.
Well, in this scenario he has Snip Snap.
Well, yes, but he'd have 2 1/1s on the board in the other scenario. But he doesn't have a turn 6 play, so double Snip Snap is way better. But on the other hand, he would be able to keep Warpath. So he values Snip Snap over Warpath and doesn't care if he has a board because he just saw so many resources used from his opponent.
Either way, I think that was a very impressive play.
It's also more mana efficient, so this way's better.
Nicely done.
Our play, Dan, was more creative.
I like that.
Slightly more creative. That's arguable, actually. It wasn't more creative. It was just strictly worse.
All right, well, Monsanto can now set up the Snip Snap opportunity that he's kind of been waiting for, but also can just maybe play Tower Crier now that he's drawn it. I think I like Snip Snap just for the more board presence.
Yep.
Tower Crier could pick you up something that, like, it picks you up Militia Commander or Ziliax. And either one of those scenarios, Snip Snap seems better because it's more resilient on board and it has equal amount of damage. Because you'd have 4 power on the board with Snip Snap, and you'd have 4 power at most with Town Crier.
I wonder.
The Snip Snap is better with Dr. Boot Mad Genius. That's probably the one argument to make, is that you could play Town Crier plus Rush minion, then you play Dr. Boot Mad Genius, and then you have Snip Snap for all the removal.
I like Town Crier plus Harrison.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I was thinking Rush minions.
Well, at first I forgot that the Red Caliber can swing. I was like, you have to kill that Banana Buffoon. You can't let that Banana Buffoon get bananaed.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking the Rush minions.
Yeah, same.
I don't know, I guess for some reason I just forgot that Harrison.
Yeah, there's no weapons. 1 bomb drawn immediately. 1 mana off from being able to Mountain Giant Khadgar Conjurer's Calling, but can just go Mountain Giant Conjurer's Calling. And Khadgar's kind of stranded.
Yeah.
But it is just the strongest play that you can make on board. And then just saying, it definitely has a reload turn next turn. Ah, dead card picked up.
So Dr. Boom Mad Genius is probably the most likely play here. Offsets a little bit of that damage, but more importantly, activates Snip Snap. Armor, the Blast Shield, which I don't know if Monsanto really wanted, so I think maybe he's happy with that outcome. Because then he gets the other 4 that can impact the board.
Yeah, he'd rather have something that impacts the board. Snip Snap next turn is like 8 damage that he can deal from hand because he'd be able to use it twice.
This would be a good time for a master plan.
He's seen both halves of the first Conjurer's Calling, so I don't know if it's valuable for him to
I love that fuse thing.
All right, I think he's...
So he's trading into the 1/2 so that is it like Sea Giant is also less of a possibility here?
I suppose Sea Giant would have cost 6 and you'd be on 7 mana, so it's really like not that much of a difference. It costing 6 or 7.
Well, the trade also means that like one Snip Snap body trade plus the Harrison's good enough.
Yeah, that's true.
So that also is a nice inclusion.
Yep.
Arcane Intellect into a magic trick. Doesn't seem like Saiyan picked up the Conjurer's Calling, which is what he was looking for. Frostbolt.
Ooh.
Yeah, seems good to me in this position.
He needs to dump a card from hand, and I don't think he wants to play Mana Cyclone
One's out on me.
because he'd be kind of wasting some value on it.
Yeah, he would
Because
get...
he's already played 3 spells.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I guess this is another way to empty cards from hand.
Yeah, this is definitely another way to do it. And it's technically more stats and pushing out more damage. He's thinking about Dynamatic. He's thinking about what his opponent can really do. Snip Snap. And should be safe from all of those. No, it's not. Snip Snap and Dynamatic.
Snip Snap and Dynamatic does clear, yeah.
Yeah, it's separate.
This would be a good time for a master plan.
Because he puts, it's an exact clear, actually. Snip Snap Dynamatic. Because the 2 1/1s will go into the Mountain Giant, and then Dynamatic plus the Russian Dynamatic.
Yes.
Will go into the Mountain Giant for exactly 10 points of damage. Is Snip Snap? No, Snip Snap by itself is the second Snip Snap. Also, they're trying to figure out a way to maybe squeeze out some more value. But unfortunately, he's not getting there. And now this seems like a perfect opportunity to drop Archmage Antonidas and just play Mirror Image, Elemental Evocation.
You require my assistance.
Fill up the hand with Fireballs, force Monsanto to have yet more removal, and it has to be direct removal.
Right. That's kind of the benefit of being able to utilize Archmage Antonidas and Frostbolt, right? Saving that damage.
Picks up Power of Creation as well. And I think this is just game for Monsanto. 7 damage on board plus 12 available in the hand. That's 19 plus the... he can... no, he can't quite get through. Wait, he can. Yeah, Clockwork Goblin. He has to kill the Mana Cyclone to live on board. So technically can survive.
Yeah, but is he really though?
Yeah, he's dead.
I think Monsanto can play out his cards, but Saiyan's cornered him.
Ooh, this is fun. He gets to see what's in the bag.
Yeah. Emperor Scale Drake or Vargoth. Ooh, the new classic card, SI7 Infiltrator. Festerug Hulk. Militia Commander Marsh Drake. It's probably the Militia Commander.
This is just theoretical Archivist Elysiana choices. Like, what would be the better deck if Monsanto was alive?
Yeah, well.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this Archivist Feliciana.
I give up. Self-destruct!
Yeah, it looks like Monsanto just playing out these cards just for fun, and that's going to be game 1 victory for Just Saiyan. The Cyclone Mage hit the Bomb Warrior, who is favored in the head-to-head, but looks like it was a really dominant opening hand having the Mountain Giants. You didn't even need the Khadgar, just having the Mountain Giants Conjurers calling with the full hand.
Yeah, you could see my crumpled up old Just Saiyan deck list on the floor over there in the camera shot briefly.
All right, let's try to pan to it as we take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have game 2 between Saiyan and Monsanto with the right deck lists.
Welcome to this edition of Around the Fern with TJ and Just Saiyan.
Happy to be here.
Glad to hear it. So I've talked to this about you before. I've never heard you exclaim. So we have an hour in this room, and my goal is going to be to get you to exclaim.
That's just not going to happen.
It is going to happen. Imagine you're walking down the street. You just got lunch. It's a delicious burrito. You're hungry. You haven't eaten in 2 days. Then some guy walks up on the street, punches you in the face, and steals your burrito. You're out of money. You don't have cash. You didn't drive there. You walked there an hour. And now this guy comes up and punches you and steals your burrito. How do you react?
I don't even like burritos. I thank the guy and say, whatever. I was waiting for
What's your favorite
anyway.
food?
I mean, it has to be something with rice, but like, I kind of like risotto. The Italian style is very nice.
Italian style risotto. Now imagine you're walking down the street, you get your Italian risotto, and then a guy comes up to you, punches you in the face, and steals your risotto. What do you do?
Actually, I just...
Do you yell? Do you
I
scream?
get confused. I'm mad.
You're mad, so you
But-
want to yell.
But then I think this guy probably needs it more than me. I don't think it's physically
Let's say you're in a
possible for me.
giant field and you're strapped to a chair. The only person that can save you is 1,000 yards away. If you don't yell to them to communicate to them, you're going to sit in that chair forever because that's the only other person on earth. Do you yell to them to save your life?
I mean, if he's the only other person on Earth, do I like this guy? Are we friends even?
He's blind.
I just admit that this is the end. Last person on Earth. I don't know about, like, is his personality nice? Like, is he fun to hang out with? Or
Can we play a game?
yeah, we can play a game.
I'm going to say a word, and you have to say it slightly louder. Risotto. 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 Risotto.
Risotto.
Shadows are rising again, darker than they've ever been. As evil descends from the skies, the world cries out, how will we survive?
back, everybody, to this very sad procession we have. Half of this piece of paper, aka the June 27th deck list for Just Saying.
Dan, I don't think I can hold this deception in. During the break, I got up and threw away the deck list. And then I put another deck list out there.
Oh, so you did have the right deck list, but you decided to lie to me, your longtime casting partner, that you had the wrong deck list.
And then I tried to cover it up by putting a stunt double piece of paper in its place.
Oh, so no pieces of paper were actually harmed in the filming of Hearthstone Grandmasters?
No, we use stunt double paper.
Wow, that's right, because we are anti-violence here at Hearthstone. Not a single tree was harmed in the making of this show, except for the other hundreds of deck lists.
We don't talk about those deck lists. But speaking of deck lists, Saiyan is switching to his tertiary deck, which adds in just a bunch of beefy stuff. Twilight Drake, Astromancer, Alexstrasza.
Yeah, cuts a mirror image, doesn't need that. But the Alexstrasza tech is fairly important with Luna's Pocket Galaxy because I've seen so many of the Pocket Mages when I'm playing on ladder just squeeze out a win of nowhere. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty safe here. And then it's like Alexstrasza double fireball from the Infinites they picked up earlier in the game. I'm like, oh, I guess I lose.
Yeah.
So, you know, that kind of stuff really creeps up on you.
Yeah, and Monsanto has also made a switch. He's removed Eternium Rover 1 Omega Demo, Assembly, Harrison Jones and Elysiana, and has added Slam, 2 BGH, Brawl, and Super Collider. So, pretty standard anti-mage warrior secondary deck to be able to have better ways to deal with these giants. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah. I think that Monsanto doesn't want to keep any of this. Yeah, I agree. Instead, he wants his removal tools. Or curve options. Honestly, I think curve options are very underrated against Mage. Having a 1-drop, a Clockwork Goblin, having the Snip Snap. Ooh. Magic Trick into Arcane Intellect.
Is there such a thing as too much card draw?
I play Arcane Intellect, which allows me to draw 2 cards from my deck.
And then
you really don't watch any anime, do you? At all?
No.
Whatsoever. Wow.
I'll tell you a story. So when I was in middle school, this is like for my entire 7th and 8th grade years, I had the same exact routine every single morning. I would wake up like an hour and a half before, or an hour and 45 minutes before I had to catch my bus. Where I went to middle school, they staggered the buses, so they used the same buses for elementary.
You woke up 2 hours before you need to go to the bus?
Yes, because the high school bus is left at 7, the elementary school bus is left at 8, the middle school bus is left at 9.
And the TJ bus left at 10.
No, the middle school bus, which is my bus, left at 9. I wake up at 6:45. I would shower, then I would go down, make myself some waffles. Some toaster
Plural.
waffles. Yes, multiples. Usually 4.
Your family really splurged on that.
Usually 4. I went through those things like crazy. I would watch, it was Digimon, Pokemon, then Beyblades all in a row.
So you did watch anime?
Yes. But only in 7th and 8th grade. And I would watch them.
That was like the best time, the late 90s, early 2000s?
An hour and a half straight. And then I would go get ready for school and then go catch the bus. So that was why I woke up 2 hours early in middle school.
Okay.
Because they played at 7, 7:30, and then 8. And so at 8:30 it'd be done. I'd have enough time to go gather my school belongings, walk to the bus stop, and catch the bus at like 8.
Gotcha. You also had cable, huh?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
Look at you.
spoiled. Waffles and cable.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
I still had to take the bus though, Dan.
Speaking of the bus, Sand ready to take Monsanto to school. But he is ready with Shield Slam, Big Game Hunter. Although, it doesn't come without a price. He has to trade in. Oh, he's just going to use his automatic.
It's a clean clear. That's even better.
It is even better because you can save the Big Game Hunter. But still stands that he had to play a 5-mana minion that's not super good at the pressure stage. And now with the with this Twilight Drake here, the second Twilight Drake.
But I imagine Monsanto's most likely just going to follow this up with a Blastmaster Boom. Even though it's only one bomb, it's still just kind of the best play you can make on 7.
I agree. Here's the question. Here's actually food for thought.
You had me at food.
What if you have pancakes instead of bombs?
Is that really the question?
I forgot my question.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Last Master Boom on 7. This has been a pretty straightforward curve opportunity for Monsanto. And for Saiyan's perspective, he was thinking about curving into Astromancer. What can he do instead now? He doesn't have any freeze opportunities. If he had a Ray of Frost, he usually can hold the 7/7 in place.
Huh.
He can actually set up a Mana Cycle turn and try to see if he can generate something off of that.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Seems like he's leaning towards it for now. Swords Apprentice. No Ray. But he can go for it off this Mana Cyclone. Hopefully picks up a playable spell. He does only get 2 spells. Neither of them are good. And
benefit is that Scorch costs 0 next turn if Sorcerer Apprentice lives, costs 1 since he has played the Mana Cyclone. But double into Pocket Galaxy, completely useless. A dead card in hand. And he passes over the turn with Monsanto having near full initiative, though this board is kind of difficult to deal with. Acolyte Warpath.
Let the pain speak to me.
he's hoping that these boom bots will do some good damage to the minions that he doesn't want to attack anyways. Ah! Those were the 2 minions he didn't want to hit. He hit both of them.
Still push 7. Oh, man.
I do like the push 7 plan, but man, is Monsanto disappointed to say the least.
Yeah.
My wonder. I must choose.
Is it worth even just slamming to draw a card? I mean, it's something that Monsanto's thinking about, like what he wants to do to draw another card here with the Warpath, but he makes his opponent able to trade in and hero power.
I think it's too important of a card when you're considering like needing 1 extra damage to like make a Dynamatic Breakpoint or another Warpath.
Gotcha. All right. Well, back over in Saiyan Land, he has to worry about making sure not to take too much damage here. So definitely want to clear the Blastmaster Boom. His best course of action is the Scorch. That gives him 7 mana, so he could play the Astromancer as well. He could also invest into the Luna's Pocket Galaxy.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for 8-drop instead of 9-drop. There's actually a lot of... In the past, I feel like 8-drops were better. But nowadays, I think 9-drops are quite good.
Sort of. Elysiana got moved to 9 mana.
Elysiana got moved to 9 mana, but that's a 7/7. That's pretty good. And 8 mana, I guess, like Dr. Morgan got moved.
It's true. 8 got improved a lot.
8 did get improved.
Yeah, and you know, for Saiyan, I think what matters to him is that his minions survive for Conjurer's Calling. But even if they don't, because it looks like it will not, you'll be okay. Unless Monsanto feels brave enough to play Dr. Move at Genius. But he understands that if he does that, he's opening himself up to the possibility that Conjurer's Calling on the 5/5 could be a attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this Dynamatic.
Yeah, just keep the board clear. If he can push 3 additional damage with this Dynamatic, it's definitely a benefit. He has only 1 bomb in the deck right now, but he has the tools to keep removing over and over again. And it's putting Saiyan in kind of a rough position where he doesn't want to make his minions super vulnerable. He's trying to wait until he has the best opportunity to play Mountain Giant Conjurer's Calling. And he doesn't want to play Luna's Pocket Galaxy because he doesn't want to give Monsanto too much tempo.
Well, he does have the opportunity to set up these mechs and then use Ziliax as a comeback mechanism for his life total. 4-6-2-3 tends to be the good split of it, so that way you're not too vulnerable to a Mega Devastator, but yet you're also not just getting swept away by Warpath.
I'm so glad.
Alright, gets a delivery drone, so he's letting Saiyan set this up. I understand this a lot from Monsanto because it makes all the mechs better, plus he ends up picking up even another opportunity for mech. What I am worried about is giving up too much initiative to Saiyan.
He just has so much removal, though. That's the thing. Like, everything is removal.
It's true, everything turns into
Like, BGH to Omega Devastator deals with Giant Conjure by itself and leaves you with initiative on board.
Job done.
And this is maybe the least amount of damage he's going to have to deal with on board to be able to have the mana to do all this additional setup. But it also gives Saiyan an opportunity, a dead turn to play the Luna's Pocket Galaxy.
right. And he can heal a little bit here with the Ziliax.
Yeah.
He knows that this is probably just going to die to an Omega Devastator, but would rather just get that 7 life gain and then make his future investment better. So now that the turns have been slowed down enough, maybe Saiyan gets that opportunity.
Yeah.
But the one thing he is lacking, card draw. He really needs to get that Stargazer Luna back up.
This would be a good
I know it sounds
time
weird
for
given
a
that he has
look
6
at the
cards in
game.
hand, but a couple of them are a little bit awkward. So instead of the Omega Devastator, Monsanto utilizes the mid-game Hunter. Saves the Omega Devastator, which is more mana efficient for the future. No use of the Zap Cannon here at the Night Paradox. Looks like Monsanto's full-on charging for tempo.
Yep.
Some big spell generation available for the Mana Cyclone. Saiyan can also just go for bananas. The Banana Buffoon with the Stargazer Luna. Draw a bunch of cards, try to improve his plays, and set up combo turns.
Yeah, he won't be able to actually draw cards with the bananas, because bananas will put in his hand and then he draw a card, but every card in his deck pretty much is cheap.
Right. Stargazer Luna plus her Pocket Galaxy creates like pretty ridiculous combo scenarios to the point where Saiyan could just win.
Yeah, but he does need to find the ways to win, but he also doesn't want to draw way too aggressively. Because if he draws way too aggressively, unless he knows specifically what he's looking for, it also like makes him kind of take more damage in a way, because Monsanto's bombs all of a sudden become more consistent to be drawn. So he has to kind of find that middle ground.
Yeah, but now Monsanto just answers this with like 1 minion.
Yeah.
Omega Devastator.
Yep, he could double Mega Devastator and push the 3 damage. He could also. There are still a lot of. I wouldn't say a lot of threats left in the deck. He's used both Mountain Giants, so he has like another Astromancer, Alexstrasza, Archmage Antonidas. So he wants to make sure that he has a good, consistent removal for that.
Oh,
So maybe there's merit in holding on to the second Omega Devastator to make sure that he has removal. For example, he went with Archmage Antonidas plus Mirror Image plus like freezes. So he couldn't magnetize, he couldn't rush through. He would need a from hand single target removal. So there's a lot of merit in holding on to the second Omega Devastator.
This is looking more like a Monsanto victory here.
Yep.
Too much removal to get past. The Alexstrasza for 1 mana.
I think it's time to go off for Saiyan.
Yes, I agree. And I think he can do some ridiculous combos this turn.
Behold the tools of creation.
Ray of Frost.
For Archmage Antonidas.
Behold the
That's a
tools
banana
of
buffoon.
creation.
You can still set up Antonidas to have Bajillion Burn.
Behold
Ooh.
the tools tools of creation.
So the question is, does he use this now, or does he use it the following turn after he's generated what feels like a million spells?
I think you use it next turn because this draws you deeper into the deck. I don't think you want to draw any deeper because this is basically everything that he needs to win.
Right. And then, does he play Harrison Jones and commits to this as well? Like, just make a big board? I guess he can't really do that.
Time runs out on
He
me.
could leave himself at a full hand, but he only has one bomb in the deck,
Behold the
and so it's not like
tools of
too
creation.
useful.
Oh, wow. Does he need to use the evocation now? I don't think he does. He's going to hold on to it.
Oh, Big Game Hunter. Big Game Hunter again, good, because then if Archmage Jetsonitis plus board-wide freeze comes out, granted he did cut them, but could get them from random generation. If that were to come out, then he'd solve the Mega Devastator.
Right.
But there's a lot of stuff on this board. This might be worth brawling.
Then.
Because at this point, a one-mana Archmage Jetsonitis is very likely. There are only two cards drawn before Luna's Pocket Galaxy, so it's very likely that Saiyan would have the one-mana Archmage Jetsonitis. So any additional damage that Saiyan would be able to push could be a difference maker.
Oh my. He's using the other the Mega Devastator. Ooh, that means he can't answer the Jetsonitis directly? I guess he could, because he does have Snip Snap. Okay, this is fine. And this is maximum pressure. Yeah. So this ends up being a very nice pickup here for Monsanto.
Yeah, now 2 bombs in the deck. Doesn't push any additional damage this turn, but does clear the board off and has quite a bit board himself.
Oh, and bombs. Conjurer's calling.
All right,
It's time.
time to pop off.
Saiyan's already used his... Oh, he was hoping for another Sorcerer's Apprentice, because I think only
You
one was
require
played.
my assistance.
But still gonna go for it. Ray of Frost.
And actually, as long as he doesn't play another minion, his hand's going to be full at the end of this turn.
So he can't draw bombs.
So he can't draw bombs, which is actually beneficial.
So you can Hero Power the 3-1, like Fireball the 3-3, and then that's it?
He could, yeah, I guess. If he has enough fireballs, like he could ping, trade a elemental evocation and another banana for a fireball, and then Conjurer's Calling to finish the turn. But the bananas are kind of wasted. Not wasted because they turn into fireballs, but then he'd have like maximum board presence. And actually, he's kind of out of threats in the deck to be able to Conjurer's Calling, so he might as well get use out of it right now. Oh!
Giggles. He was much better off with just having the Antonitis alone.
Yeah.
So Monsanto can answer this in a variety of ways, but looks like Saiyan's last-ditch effort
This
isn't
would be a
panning
good
out
time
here.
for a master
Yeah, and
plan.
Monsanto can even Ziliax onto this Nightmare Amalgam to gain a life. And actually, maybe there's merit to pushing damage.
Yeah, I like the damage push as well.
Yeah, his bombs, his bomb, he doesn't have a chance to like have a bomb out here because he could. No, he can't deal 10 damage. Never mind, he can only deal 9 damage.
Yeah.
But Saiyan is approaching fatigue and has a limited amount of time. And he can't start fireballing face if Monsanto starts to push damage because he has to deal with these minions on board.
Yeah, the burn plan is probably not going to happen. He has 30 damage with fireballs, but not enough. Monsanto thinking about the trade versus going face. I think a trade here is perfectly fine, but going face is also good just to get the damage in. It's close. I think that you feel far enough ahead that you should be able to get away with this.
Yeah. And, I mean, as soon as Saiyan starts fireballing minions here, which he pretty much has to do, the game has ended, essentially. Saiyan doesn't have enough cards left in his deck to win the game from this position.
Unless Mana Cyclones can give him something else combos really amazing here.
And those are not amazing.
Snip snap. The confidence.
Yeah, I mean, what's 2 damage going to do on the board? This essentially guarantees that the last bomb would be lethal. It's a 1 and 3 right now. Doesn't get it, but I mean, what's Saiyan going to do? He needed a polymorph.
Right. Well,
Technically alive, because he could Ice Barrier.
well, 13 damage.
No,
on the other
13
side,
with the
yeah.
zap, yeah.
Conjure's calling on 5 drops, Conjure's calling on your opponent's minion. It's looking bad either way. Saiyan is going to concede. Monsanto ties up the series, and the dream for the first place spot in the division is alive. As we go into game number 3. Saiyan, I think that game just kind of had a little bit of an awkward mid-game stage where he wasn't putting enough, he wasn't handling the pressure enough, but more importantly, just like Monsanto doing a really good job using his removals very efficiently.
Everything just lined up so well, and finding, you know, the perfect spots, like even going back to the turn where he dealt with the first giant plus Conjurer's calling, spotting a fantastic play.
It was like he found like the better version of everything we were saying.
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, you could do this, and it's like that's a good clear, but he found like the better version of it, and just like enough refinement and optimal plays gives him enough of the edge where he's like comfortably winning.
Yeah. And I feel like Monsanto has shown some of the like the cleanest like technical play out of any player in Grandmasters. I mean, his record is definitely reflective of that at 9 and 3. But he hasn't been getting like huge deck building victories, except for I think the couple weeks he brought Rogue and a field of mages. He has been winning based off of just clean technical play, which is, you know, really nice to see. Whereas I think like Dog, on the other hand, who's sharing kind of that first place spot in the division with him, while has had solid technical play, has been showing a lot of deck building victories, and that's why him and Frozen are kind of sharing that. So kind of different paths to that top of the division for Monsanto and for Dog.
Yeah, Monsanto's done very well, and I think what Sfino said has summarized it best. He said the players that played better did better this season.
Yep.
And that's all you really want, to be honest. As much as players can voice, you know, their frustrations, and rightfully so, like, oh, I wish I had more games to play, you know, people don't like losing in best 3 versus best of 5. That's the same across almost any competitive game, period. I play a lot of fighting games on the side. It's the same thing. A lot of people play best of 3s in tournaments, but they would love to play best of 5. They're a little bit weird. They call it first of 3. They don't call it best of 5, but it's the same concept.
I think a lot of people prefer best of 5, but it would just mean that
yeah, it
we
would
be
mean
broadcasting 5 days a week, essentially.
right. Some of us have jobs. Not me.
They both do.
I don't know how Monsanto always has the Spellbreaker for the Twilight Drake.
Yeah, but I mean, Saiyan's hand is
Your magic shall
fire
not
right
fail.
now. He's got Luna's Pocket Galaxy on 5, even though he's kind of ceding initiative to Monsanto by doing this. It's just so good. He follows that up with Arcane Intellect. He has Conjurer's Calling already in hand. He would love to have just the rest of this hand be spells instead of the minions costing their full at their full cost. But, I mean, Monsanto has all the removal to back it up, and this is why players have been making this swap, is because, like, Super Collider being able to deal with Giant plus Conjurer's Calling, even if it gets Harrison Jones right away, it's done its job. It's 5 mana, remove 2 8/8s from the board, which is crazy. And just going to play, looks like he wants to play Ziliax just as a way to have something on the board going into what's probably a powerful turn from Saiyan. Maybe Twilight Drake Ping is better here.
Twilight Drake Ping looks pretty solid, but gotta think a little bit more beyond the surges. If you play a Twilight Drake here, it's a, let's see, what's it, 4/7, just like the previous Twilight Drake. Excuse me. And then if your opponent, say, plays 2 Snip Snaps,
Or Dynamatic.
yeah, that thing dies really easily. So I think in Saiyan's mind, Twilight Drake gets better over time and also very easily answered by tempo plays. Saiyan does have the opportunity to go for a Mana Cyclone now. He could play the Sorcerer's Apprentice, Magic Trick, play that, and then Mana Cyclone to fill up a full hand. That also seems entirely reasonable. Given that there might be a chance for him to play Mirror Image or Ray of Frost or other things like that. Okay, seems like he's going to chill for now. Wants to go for that decisive swing. Monsanto, Coin, Dr. Boom, Mad Genius, or is it Blastmaster Boom? How many bounces do you have?
None.
0, okay.
Still a 7/7, but I think if your opponent's going to give you a free turn,
Yes.
Blastmaster Boom is...
It's kind of like his own answer to Pocket Galaxy, right?
Yep.
A giant investment of nothing developed. But it's kind of hard to say. Like, would you rather be the warrior that has Boom on 7 or the mage with Pocket Galaxy on 5? And assuming you both have like really good hands to back it up.
Probably the mage with Pocket Galaxy on 5.
Okay. I mean,
I just think it's just too good.
I'm inclined to agree. It's just
My calculations
I look at
are
the hand of
flawless.
Monsanto. It's just really good stuff. It's just really gruel stuff. Big Game Hunter.
Big Game Hunter Slam is a board clear.
Yeah, Big Game Hunter plus Slam is indeed a board clear.
Or just Super Collider.
Yes. Is there even better plays?
This
Oh,
would be a good
Slam
time for a
Super
master
Collider.
plan.
Oh, you take more damage.
Yeah, but you keep your Zilliax.
You keep your Zilliax.
Which I do think is relevant, because it forces Saiyan to dump, but it also gives his opponent a minion to target Freya Frost with.
This would be a good time for a master plan.
With the Big Game Hunter play, you have a 4/2 instead of a 3/2. But better to have a mech most of the time.
Okay, so he is going for the Big Game Hunter.
I've got the beast in my sight.
4-2 better than 3-2. No minions yet, but I mean that gets him closer to the combo spells. Let's see what he gets off to the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Nice. Ray of Frost, Icicle. Good combination. Icicle's condition's been met. If a minion is frozen, draw a card.
If he was planning on going with Mana Cyclone, then drawing a card actually...
Well, he can play Conjurers on this Harrison and still just go big on Mana Cyclone.
Yeah, but then he doesn't have Harrison Jones for Super Collider.
True.
There's only one Super Collider in the deck,
I wonder.
True.
so some merit to holding on to that.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of merit into it.
Yeah.
These are all plays to think about, right? Because part of the challenge of the Mana Cyclone and playing all these combo mage decks is thinking about how you utilize cards at different spots. Oh, a counter spell. Ooh. That's annoying. That's really annoying for Monsanto because the 2 spells that he has are very good for this matchup. Well, in situational spots. Warpath's less good because they don't have Sea Giants, so you don't have to restrict their board nearly as much. So Monsanto could first test the secret with Town Crier. Then when that's not it, he can move
Okay,
it with something
then.
else. But Town Crier also complicates things like the Dynamatic.
Dynamatic not great on this board though. There's too much health and it's sort of too weird. Gets the secret out of the way though. Still Militia Commanders in the deck, so can use Town Crier to remove like Sorcerer's Apprentice at the very least. Ooh.
Yeah, Zilliax looks really good.
Yeah.
It always looks very fun to me when mages freeze their own minion for an extra spell. It just kind of goes to show you how degenerate the deck sometimes feels when you're like, I just need another spell. I'm gonna freeze my own minion. I don't care. Just give me more. It's like, does your greed never end, Cyclone Mage? But it's very much a good play a lot of times.
Traded 3 damage for a Book of Specters.
That's great in the Luna's Pocket Galaxy deck.
Yeah.
I mean, Saiyan's like thinking about what he really wants to do, because he has anywhere from Alex Straza to going crazy with these combos.
I think Alex Straza is probably the best because it just adds 1 more minion to the board. So, like, it's the biggest effect that you have that makes you, like, still not super weak against Brawl. Like, I mean, he just pushed 18 damage from hand that turn.
Yeah.
With just 1 card, or 2 cards.
And he has a Pyroblast in hand, and he has more ways to generate damage with the Antonius deeper to his deck. You're right, TJ. Much rather be the mage at the Luna's Pocket Galaxy on curve.
Yeah,
And
I mean, it doesn't always work out, but that's just how Hearthstone is. Like, outside of like old matchups, such as like
it should never be a
Freeze Mage versus Control Warrior, like it's very hard to find matchups that are that polarized, even given like certain draw panouts.
You don't want anything to be 100%. If every mage that plays Luna's Pocket Galaxy won 100%
This would be a good time for a
that
master
just doesn't sound very
plan.
fun.
You just hard mulligan for Luna's Pocket Galaxy every turn. What if it just said if you played this on curve, you win? Then that would be exciting. Twilight Trick survives. Better than Alex Straza, I guess.
Yeah. Better, but not good. Oh boy.
Oh, whoa.
The
Oh,
future
boy.
is ours.
This is a cute interaction. Luna with the Snip Snap using the Magnetic and the Echo ability to draw cards.
Behold the tools of
Oh,
creation.
free Mountain Giant.
Is it worth it though, or do you have enough pressure in play with the second Snip Snap played? Mountain Giant also has the benefit of drawing a card.
Right. The thing
I
about
wonder.
the Snip Snap is also that it's resilient against things like Dynamatic, and you're coming up on the Omega Devastator turn, so you probably want to go wider on the board.
Yeah.
Time runs out on me.
So if he clears all the front parts of his minion, he'll have 4 mana, 4 damage left over. He deals 4 here, and puts his opponent down to 17. So not quite the Pyroblast range. But that's assuming his opponent clears everything, which is unlikely to say the least. This is still a 2-turn lethal setup here for Saiyan, and Monsanto's best course of action doesn't look like he has a lot of options, actually.
No. He could go for like Dynamatic
This would be a
Ziliax,
good
but because of
time
the
for a
health
master
split on Luna
plan.
and Twilight Drake, it's not a guaranteed clear on both of those. It would be like just 6 health gain, which feels pretty good.
Yeah, he could also...
He could Militia Commander and then Dynamatic. He would clear off his own Militia Commander, but then he'd be staring at 6 damage from the Snip Snap still on board, and he wouldn't be gaining any life.
Light the fuses!
Yeah.
About expected.
I love that fuse thing.
Monsanto needs to gain some life. He's in danger of dying off the top from the Pyroblast.
Precision. Perfection.
Okay. Khadgar. Oh, man. Now, Saiyan actually doesn't have enough board space to capitalize on Khadgar Mountain Giant and Conjure's Calling without losing something, losing the Death Rattles, but I don't think you really care too much about that.
No.
For now, also, he has to consider that Monsanto still has another Brawl in the deck.
He could also save Mountain Giant Khadgar Conjure's Calling because it's
Unity. Precision.
going to be a 4-mana combo. matter what.
Right.
I think Saiyan here wants to dig for the Archmage Antonitis to try and have a consistent way to close out the game.
Right.
This just looks like max damage push.
Yeah.
From Saiyan. He negates the healing from Ziliax. He pushes the damage with the bananas. Gonna reload Mana Cyclone. Hope to pick up additional burn, but it probably won't even matter. The Power Blast should be enough.
Another Pocket Galaxy. I don't know where Saiyan keeps finding them. Perhaps in his pocket. Snip, snap. Not enough. The mirror images are actually very annoying, so he could brawl. But brawl doesn't like solve the issue that there's so many 1/1s that come out the other side. Plus, your opponent's minion might survive.
Yeah. Not really a choice though.
Looking like death here. Monsanto gonna brawl. And okay. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Monsanto is staring at 8 damage there. I mean, he's dead to any form of burn whatsoever, and it's very easy for Saiyan to generate that. I mean, Monsanto, for all he knows, Saiyan could have the Antonites in hand already and just generate a fireball. So he's going to go ahead and look underneath the drone. Sees nothing.
Somebody order a bomb.
Yep, and Pyro Blast will close out the game.
Yep, that's going to do it.
No Mountain Giants even necessary for Saiyan, and Saiyan takes the victory, and with that victory from Saiyan, that means Dog in Division B has locked the first place seed.
Yes.
Because at best, Monsanto ties Dog in their head-to-head matchup tomorrow, and Dog won his first match against Monsanto, so at best they tie for the head-to-head, and Dog's second tiebreaker score is better. And there's no way that Monsanto can catch him. He's currently like 16 tiebreaker points behind Dog. So even if he wins and gets the 10 points, he'd be 6 points behind, which is not catchable with the remaining matches. So congratulations to Dog on first seed. Just saying, helping him out a little bit.
Yeah, and it makes sense too, given that the opponents that you beat goes into your second tiebreaker.
Yep.
It's like how well they did, and Dog beat Monsanto, so he has the better tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Monsanto has the highest record after him.
And even if Monsanto beats Dog tomorrow and gets those 10 points that he would have for the 10 wins, he still would be 6 points away, with which there'd only be like 4 maximum points he could gain tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, let's chat with Saiyan and see how he is feeling about everything. So, Saiyan, can you hear us?
Hey, I can hear you guys. How's it going?
It's going all right. So, yeah, ending the season on a pretty good note. I mean, I think you still have one game. That was your 13th match. But you know, what's some of your thoughts on Grandmasters to close out the season here, in case we don't get a chance to talk to you tomorrow?
Oh, can I answer that with a question? Actually.
Okay,
sure.
How do you guys think I played overall, like this season? I guess. Sorry, I'm putting you guys on the spot.
I
mean, let me look at my notes here.
Yeah, me too. Let me flip to Just Saying.
So in week 1, you played Dog. You got 2-0'd in the Bomb Warrior.
Oh,
Mirror.
yeah. Oh, yikes.
That was brutal.
I think we can sum up the whole season based on that first match.
Then you got 2-0'd by Zalay in the Bomb Warrior Mirror.
Forget I asked. It's,
then you 2-0'd Purple with OTK Pound. Oh, you kind of cheesed him there, so you got really lucky.
Yeah.
And then for the 4th match, you played the OTK Paladin Mirror, and you got really outskilled there. Because the Mirrors, it's 50-50.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
And so then week 3, you played ETC, where you got really lucky. It's the Burgle Rogue coin flip mirror, so come on. And then you played Monsanto, but Monsanto beat you in the Burgle Rogue mirror, which we all know is a really skillful matchup. Then for week 5, you played Nalgadon, but Nalgadon beat you Water Rogue versus Cyclone Mage. He had you red preparation, head-to-head matchup advantage. And then you played Dog, and you beat him with a Mage versus Burgle Rogue. That happens. Hearthstone, you have an unfavorable sometimes. You get there anyways.
Yeah.
That's good. Then in week 6, you played Zalay and you beat him, Temple Rogue versus Mech Hunter. Zalay actually was in a charitable mood because he was giving so much to the hungry families in America off his donation stream that he felt like giving Saiyan a free win.
Yeah, kind of carried over.
Yeah, and then Saiyan played Purple in the Temple Rogue versus Burgle Rogue, and you were favored, but Purple beat you anyways.
Ah, man.
Then in week 6, you played against Race, Temple Rogue versus Control Warrior. I mean, come on, that's a hard matchup. Can't really blame Saiyan on this one.
Yeah.
Then you played ETC, Cyclone Mage versus Temple Rogue, where you won. Nice job there.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that one. He did play well in that series.
Yeah, he did play well in that series. And then we brings us to week 7, where Saiyan cheesed Monsanto with Luna's Pocket Galaxy and Cyclone Mage versus Bomb Warrior.
So you played...
I'd give him about a B-. B- for Saiyan.
Yeah.
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 Does that answer your question?
In greater detail than I could have ever hoped, I guess. Maybe I should have just opted out of this interview. I don't know.
Risotto!
I can think of many interviews in your day that you could have opted out of.
That's right. See,
to
Saiyan,
save yourself some long-term pain.
you thought you would do the reversal in this interview, but I had a trap card waiting to go. Something to keep in mind for your next match. Yeah, always be prepared.
Yeah.
Castles are always ready.
In all seriousness, man, overall, I thought there were some really good moments during the season that things didn't just pan out for you. Do you feel like it was preparation or deck building process at all that kind of felt like it was the reason you lost? Or do you feel like if maybe you got a chance to play best of 5 instead of best of 3, you would have been able to show a little bit more of what people expect out of you?
I would have liked to have seen best of 5s maybe, or just more gameplay per week. It's kind of tough to like keep up momentum from week to week and treat this as kind of like one singular tour stop, you know, because at some point when you fall behind, it's a little discouraging. Because if I were to go 0-2 in a tour stop, you know, it's like, well, let's move on to the next tour stop. But you can't wipe the slate clean, right? It's the entire season. You have to maintain focus throughout. So getting off to a rough start it's a big deal. It seems like 0-2 on the board, and then as the weeks went by, you know, it's like that just kind of dragged my score down overall, and I think it changes a lot. So maybe a different approach next season. But you know, we did it all because this season we wanted easier opponents to win, so Muzzy and I could have a better chance of winning Worlds, because we're just going to let some people through now. And then next season, you know, it's
true.
Yeah.
Although the optimal way would be one of you qualify this season.
Yeah. So,
and the other qualify.
So now only one of you could qualify for Worlds.
Right.
All right, casters.
all right. Here's this. Say it. How about this? We'll give you a softball. What would you grade our performance as casters? Oh no.
Actually, I think you guys have done a lot, and I've seen like TJ, Fred, and you guys have reached out like on matchups in the first few weeks that you weren't unsure about. So that was cool to hear. Like TJ asked me about Holy Wrath Paladins that he was playing a bit to like see how the matchup went and things like that. So I think you guys have done a great job in terms of keeping up with the decks we're bringing, text, things like that.
All right, cool. So
not a lot of.
It was a pass, no fail. It was a pass, no pass situation.
Yeah, and
we passed. Sweet. Thank you so much.
We got the
Sam.
credits.
All right.
By.
Your next match is against Naogi Don. Any thoughts there to wrap up this interview here?
It should be fun. Rogue versus Mage. One of us is going to cheese the other, so more of that.
One of you has Luna's Pocket Galaxy. The other
did you see Naogi-Don's match earlier? I know it was because the delay was kind of on like as you were preparing, but did you get to watch it at all?
I think I saw maybe like the beginning few minutes. What happened?
He got Dr. Boom, Mad Genius from Blink Fox in back-to-back games.
Twice, yeah. And he got Pyroblast off his other one.
And
that he didn't even need. He didn't even use any of them.
He didn't even use them. That's the funny thing.
He won without him.
Yeah.
Well, so the Warrior won anyway, or what?
No, he won anyway.
Yeah. So the first game he played Dr. Boom Mad Genius against the Warrior, and he ended up losing anyways. Second game he didn't play Dr. Boom Mad Genius, and he won because he just had Leroy Shadow Steps for days.
Yeah.
And the third game he had Pyroblast ready to go to end the game, but he didn't even need it because he won on turn 9.
Yep.
So
get ready for that.
Get ready for some Naogi Don Saiyan action. Can't wait. All right, man. We took enough of your time. Thank you so much. Hope to see you again soon, and good luck in your next match tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
All right. right, wow. We really,
He wasn't prepared.
slam dunked that interview, man.
He wasn't prepared.
Whew. That's right. Got to be always prepared and ready to clap back. Because this season, DJ, if there's anything we've learned and adapted to, it's when the players clap back at the casters.
Yeah. I like it. That's more fun. I think it connects us better. You know, if we just had like this, we're here and they're there, and we stay separated kind of thing. A lot less fun moments, and you know, people don't see it, but Sam mentioned it. We talk to players a lot. You know, I reach out, talk to them on Twitter, Discord, all that stuff. So it isn't like we're here and they're there. We're
connected, and we are friends. I know it looks like we're making fun of them, but we are friends with a lot of the players, and we consider them good buddies of ours. Anyways, let's go ahead and recap what we saw today for the second to last broadcast of the first season of Hearthstone Grandmasters Americas. We started off with Frozen cementing himself in first place with a victory over PNC, then Fireback getting a redemption victory in the Mage Mirror over Eddie.
Yeah, and then Zalay defeated Race to keep Purple's hopes alive. Now Gadon defeated Purple, and those two match outcomes make it come down to a head-to-head tomorrow between Purple and Rays to decide the third seed in playoffs for Division B. Very exciting. And of course, the final match of the day, Saiyan took out Monsanto, which locked up Dog's first place seed in the division. So Dog and Saiyan got to be good buddies right now. And there's the standings.
That's right. Liquid domination and Omni/Slash picking up the final week of play if Zalay and Fireback can both get their victories here. Or actually, Fireback already got his last game, but if Zalay can get the victory, potentially get himself out of last place. Firmly in the middle of the pack are some of these players that you know and love from the Americas region. We'll see if that ends up being even more redemption, because I know playing for fourth place still is a nice point of redemption.
Yeah, and taking a look at tomorrow's matches, we're just going to start things right off with that final match to determine who's moving on as third seed between Race versus Purple. Another Warrior Mirrors. Starting things off strong tomorrow, Dan. 2 Warrior Mirrors with Monsanto and Dog. And then Muzzy versus Stripe Pro. Battling just for that little bit of extra money and for bragging rights in positions.
My throat's closing up, TJ. I don't think
Not going to be able to make it tomorrow?
I can cast the first half of tomorrow.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Can Derek fly back?
We'll make him do anything. Or we can get Gallon. We can probably convince Gallon to do it.
Yeah, he loves Warrior.
I really do like Warrior, and I do think the Odd Warrior, sorry, not the Odd Warrior, the occasional
You're scaring me.
Warrior Mirror is good. Just the first week has definitely left quite the impression on me in terms of casting Elysiana Warrior Mirrors in particular. But it's been a fun day, and a lot of fun to still be had tomorrow, because we're going to find out who is getting that 6th and final playoff spot. But we are done with the second day of broadcast here in Week 7 here at the Hearthstone Americas Grandmasters. If you guys missed any part of it, make sure to check out the VODs, the deck list, the players, the standings, the scores, and even the tiebreakers. All there at playhearthstone.com/esports. From Frode and TJ, all the casters here in Burbank, California. It's been a fun day. See you guys next time for more Hearthstone action.